Hey guys, it's Rob. Did you know there's an online cannabis company that ships federally legal THC right to your door? And they found a way to combine THC with carefully selected functional ingredients to create gummies, baked goods, and flour for whatever type of feeling you'd like to achieve. And I'm talking about mood.com. They have an incredible line of cannabis gummies, and you can get 20% off your first order at mood.com with promo code THEN&NOW. So forget one-size-fits-all supplements that only get you high. Mood's functional gummies are optimized to really start to work for you in as little as 15 minutes. And they take you to the mood you're looking for. They've got Mind Magic gummies, which are, focus you on your work and enhance creativity. That's a space I really like to work in. I like to feel creative and productive. But they've got moods for everybody. If you feel like just taking a nap, they've got that. Beyond gummies, they've also got flour. They've got pre-rolls, bakery treats, and beverages. And everything ships discreetly right to your door. No dispensary lines, no awkward conversations. Just better days and nights delivered to your doorstep. Best of all, not only is every Mood product backed by a 100-day satisfaction guarantee, but as I mentioned, listeners get 20% off their first order with code THEN&NOW. So head to mood.com, find the functional gummy that matches exactly what you're looking for, and let Mood help you discover your perfect mood. And don't forget to use promo code THEN&NOW when you check out to save 20% on your first order. Try it today at mood.com.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Most of you listening right now are probably multitasking. Yep, while you're listening to me talk, you're probably also driving, cleaning, exercising, maybe even grocery shopping. But if you're not currently operating some kind of moving vehicle, there's something else you could be doing right now that's easy and could save you money right from your phone. Getting an auto quote from Progressive Insurance. Drivers who save by switching to Progressive save nearly $750 on average. Plus, auto customers qualify for an average of 7 discounts. There are discounts for having multiple vehicles on your policy, being a homeowner, and more. And just like your favorite podcast, Progressive will be with you 24/7, 365 days a year, so you're protected no matter what. So multitask right now. Quote your car insurance at progressive.com to join over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. National average 12-month savings of $744 by new customers surveyed who saved with Progressive between June 2022 and May 2023. Potential savings will vary. Discounts not available in all states and situations.
In 2005, two brothers hit the road in search of their father and wound up fighting demons, angels, monsters, and fate itself.
Over the next 15 years, Supernatural became more than just a TV show. It became a family with one of the most passionate fan bases in the world.
I'm Rob Benedict. I played Chuck Shirley. You might also know me as God.
And I'm Richard Speight Jr. I played Loki, the Trickster, and Gabriel. And I also directed more than a few episodes.
Now, we spent years making this show, but we never actually sat down to watch every single episode in order until now.
And that means that each week, we're watching Supernatural from the beginning, now diving into Season 8, the year of purgatory, prophets, and the pursuit to close the gates of hell. And we'll be joined by cast, writers, directors, and the crew who help bring each episode to life.
You'll hear behind-the-scenes stories, our honest reactions, and maybe learn a little about how television gets made along the way.
Now, I'm warning you, there are gonna be spoilers. And remember, this is our first time truly watching the series, so if we miss a detail or don't remember what happens 3 seasons from now, well, that's part of the fun.
So join us as we keep the engine running, hit the open road, and fall even deeper in love with Supernatural. Hey everybody, I'm Rob Benedict.
Hey everybody, I'm Richard Speight Jr.
And we're talking about Season 8, Episode 12. And it's called As Time Goes By.
And you know what? Time does go by. That's such a spot on title for anything, really, because even as I speak, time's going by. It was seconds ago that I first said, as time goes by, and yet time continues just to go on by. What if they've misspelled this title and it really is about a guy named Time who suddenly realizes he swings both ways? Or what if it's about a guy named Tim Edwards? What if it's supposed to be as Tim E goes by?
That's more likely. But hey, speaking of time going by, we're so close to the midpoint of the series. Just 3 more episodes.
Too close. Too close.
We're too close. And we're just, time's flying by. It's been like 4 years, I think, since we started doing this.
Back when we started this thing, you had a mustache.
I had a mustache, and you didn't, or maybe you did and I didn't. Who knows anymore?
Well, I don't know, but the mustache moved on to a strong career in film and television, and Rob and I are still here.
Exactly. But yeah, our beards are changing as rapidly as the beards on our reviews.
So true, Rob.
We're getting to a real good part of season 8, I have to say. Season 8's getting good.
Yeah, it actually is getting good. You're not just saying that because the copy says it, because it doesn't. It is getting good.
Yeah, it is. So I'm excited. Okay, so here we go. We're in Normal, Illinois, birthplace of the mother of Calvin and Audrey, Molly Benedict.
What?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
She's from Normal, Illinois?
Yeah, Bloomington Normal. It's a twin city, Bloomington Normal, but she's born in Normal.
That is so funny because it sounds like a made-up town.
I know. No. Yeah, Bloomington Normal. It's where the Illinois State University is.
Is that the Fighting Illini?
No, that's University of Illinois in Champaign-Urbana.
So then what is...
I can't remember what Illinois State is.
The passive Illini.
Exactly.
The non-fighting Illini.
So we're in Normal, Illinois. It's 1958. Young John Winchester is woken by his father, Henry, who is leaving for work. It's Gil McKinney, everybody.
And by the way, I've never put this together, but that is a 4th actor playing John Winchester.
Yeah, that's right. That kid. Yeah.
Yeah. Matt Cohen.
Yeah.
That kid. Jeffrey Dean Morgan. And of course, Drake.
Drake, right. Different series, but yeah, I was like, who's the 4th? Yeah, Drake, of course.
Drake Rogers.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I'm excited to see it. I've never seen this. Again, one of those episodes where we've seen lots of,
Lots of clips.
Lots of clips.
You know what clip? I can tell you what clip I've seen a gazillion times.
Well, lots of Abaddon.
Yeah, the clip of Alaina in the pink dress at the opening, but like holding the guy by the neck and screaming, at Henry. Like,
oh, really?
Yeah, that push in on her is cool.
For me, with her, it's the outfits. Like,
yeah.
I've seen it. There's a shot somewhere where she's a nun.
Yep. That's a different episode, right?
Right. Obviously, she gets her head sewn back on at some point because the cosplay is her with the, her neck torn. What's really funny is that, not funny, but unknown by me, was that Gil and Alaina worked together, that they're in this episode together, that the characters started together. I had no idea.
I had thought that they had been in the show together. I couldn't remember in what context. Here it is.
Yeah.
But I remember thinking that they started the show together.
Yeah.
And right out of the gate, like, so you second scene in with Henry.
Right. So obviously Alaina and Gil are good friends of ours. And so it's really fun to see them in this episode.
And I also wanted to say, as we're starting into this teaser, which is great. The teaser's great.
Great teaser.
This is the directing debut of Serge Ladouceur.
Yeah.
The longtime DP or DOP for our Canadian listeners of Supernatural, cinematographer, as Brad likes to be called, of Supernatural. This is his first episode to direct, and man, does it not disappoint.
Oh, man.
You're into this thing immediately.
Yeah.
It is a feast for the eyes.
Can you believe this is on the CW? Like, no offense to the CW, but...
And not only that, I can't believe it's the same season as some of the crap we've seen earlier in the year.
That's true, too. It's shot like a mini-series.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Great.
This is what we grew up with.
I was thinking the whole time, Rob, how many shots Serge got for this teaser.
Yeah.
Like this teaser...
This epic teaser.
You're 100% right. Is like streaming quality today level stuff.
Yeah.
It was great.
Yeah. And I had no idea all this time that Gil is from 1958.
But knowing our friend Gil, is that the best casting of all time?
It's amazing.
Or the best casting of all time?
It's amazing. It's amazing. And it really the Gil that you and I wrote into our series Kings of Con is
Henry Winchester. It's like doodly beep beep bop 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 shoot a demon.
Exactly. Okay, so here we go. It's 1958. Henry wears a strange pin marked with an Aquarian star and promises to explain it someday. Later that night, Henry attends a secret meeting of the Men of Letters.
The first time we've heard that phrase.
Yeah, first time. And won't be the last, eh?
Oh.
where a bloodied member gives him a mysterious box and warns him not to let it fall into the hands of Abaddon.
When somebody says bloodied member, what do you think of?
Not the same thing you're thinking of.
I'm thinking of a member of a club. What do you think of?
Text it to me later. Moments later,
In cake form.
yeah. Moments later, Abaddon, possessing Josie Sands, a woman there to complete her initiation, slaughters everyone in the room. So just so I'm clear, the woman we saw outside that kind of gives, that shares a moment with Henry, is not Abaddon.
I don't know, man. I mean,
Right.
I don't know if that was Abaddon playing us so she could get into the room.
Right. Or she gets into the room and then Abaddon. Yeah.
That's one of the things that isn't answered for me.
Right.
And if I missed it, sounds like you missed it too.
Yeah.
But I don't know when Abaddon possesses Josie.
Yeah.
I'm not sure when that happens. I gotta assume it happens before she goes in the room, dude.
Maybe. But she gives him a look like, okay, here I go.
Yeah, but we see Abaddon do the same thing with the old lady later, where she can pretend to be the character she's in,
Right.
and then just become Abaddon.
She's a powerful demon, that one.
Yeah.
Iconic, too, eh? I mean, again.
Alaina Huffman is so good in this role.
Yeah.
She is so good.
Well, I have to admit, I don't think I've seen any of her work on the show.
Well, from the second you see her, you think, oh, perfectly cast Mad Men-esque
Yes.
bombshell in the satin dress.
Yeah.
And then 30 seconds later, you're like,
Oh, yeah.
oh, so I'm sorry, ass-kicking demon.
Yeah. I love the scream. The scream is great.
Scream's unbelievable. She's so good.
Yeah. I forgot you'd seen this episode before, right?
I had,
You studied it.
but it was so long ago that I didn't remember what I was watching. So that was kind of fun. It felt like I was watching it for the first time.
Cool. So as she hunts him, Henry performs a spell that accidentally sends him forward in time. Henry crashes out of a closet and into Sam and Dean's motel room.
Now, it doesn't accidentally. Isn't that what he's trying to do?
Yeah, I thought that is what he's trying to do.
I think the problem is it's connected to blood. So he thinks his blood is going to take him to John
Exactly.
Winchester.
Exactly.
But since John is dead, it takes him to the next available thing.
Exactly, yeah.
Which is Sam and Dean.
I think that's exactly right. So, it sends him to 2013.
Which makes me feel 100.
I know. Demanding to know where John is. The brothers restrain and interrogate him, but before answers come, Abaddon arrives. I was watching this with my daughter, Audrey, and she doesn't normally sit down and watch this with me, and she was like, why are they so mean? Because Sam and Dean are like, who are you coming out of my closet? What are you doing? She's like, God, they're so mean. I'm like, well,
Clearly, they've never met Jared and Jensen.
well, I was like, yeah,
That's just how they are.
Well, no, that's all she knows is the sweethearts, Jared and Jensen. And so
Right.
to this was a completely different thing. And she's barely watched the show. So she was like, wow. And I was like, well, this happens a lot. You got to know these are rugged guys. They got to,
Alpha males.
they get attacked by demons. So anyway, the brothers interrogate him, but before answers come, Abaddon arrives. Dean stabs her with the demon-killing knife, which fails to kill her, forcing the Winchesters and Henry to flee. On the road, Sam and Dean reveal that John is dead.
Hold on, I want to whip into a couple of things here. Great written turn by Adam Glass about the demon-killing knife not killing her.
Yeah.
That was like,
Yeah.
Now they, all of us are like, okay,
Yeah.
I don't get it. What are
Right.
we looking at?
Right.
That was cool.
Yeah.
Secondly, I loved Henry Winchester going out, and being shocked by the future. And the thing they focus on, and if this was in the script, kudos Adam Glass. If it wasn't, and Serge came up with it, kudos Serge. But one of the freaky things he saw in the future was a dad wearing a baby Bjorn pushing a stroller.
I know. Yeah. Yeah.
From the 50s, that would be a real jarring scene.
Yeah. Yeah. It wasn't the cars or the sports cars.
No, it wasn't the cell phone. It was that.
Yeah. Well, they're on the road, and Sam and Dean reveal that John is dead, and Henry realizes he has jumped decades into the future. He finally confesses that he is John Winchester's father. Also, that he broke the window in the car. I was like, ugh, whoa, that's like sacrilege,
Dude, and not only that, but I was thinking, my bad elbow would have just crumbled into dust trying to do that.
Yeah, he's a Winchester.
He is a Winchester, at least in the elbow area.
At a diner, Henry explains the Men of Letters, an elite order tasked with documenting and understanding the supernatural.
Yeah, he really has some harsh words for hunters. Mouth breathers,
Oh, man.
troglodytes,
Apes.
errant members of society.
Yeah, he's horrified to learn that his grandsons became hunters instead of scholars, calling them apes,
Yeah.
and insisting Sam and Dean are legacies meant for something greater. He leads them to the former Men of Letters headquarters, now a comic shop, and explains that the box he carries is important, though he doesn't know How?
I got to give Serge another tip of the cap. In the teaser, when he goes in the door and it's not until the door opens that it hits the light that you see the symbol on the door. Like, it's so well done and such a DP shot.
Yeah, totally.
Using light and, you know.
And how about that set? What is that road? That looks like a set at Warner Brothers. It's not. It's in Vancouver.
It looks like a backlight.
It looks like a backlight.
You notice it had like a nice neon sign on it. It was all clean.
Yeah.
And then it was seedy and looks like today.
It's got to be some street that's famous in Vancouver that
I gotta be honest, that could be the backlot. You know, they had that Watchman backlot up there that they didn't use much, but they could have.
Okay. Yeah, because it's like, I think it was a brick road too.
It could be either. You know what I mean? It could be a Vancouver spot, but they really had to turn it around.
Yeah. I thought it was maybe in like, what is that one neighborhood? The Gastown?
Gastown. Isn't it disappointing that anytime in Supernatural, this is true, and it seems to be true in every TV show. But when you go back in time, it's like clean.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Nice. People are picking up litter.
Yeah.
And then they go to the future, and it's just a shit box.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if it's way in the future and everybody's in spaceships or
it's a hellhole.
The roads are just left to rot.
Yeah, it's Armageddon.
Yeah.
Also, I love that you can see their breaths every time they walk outside. You can see their breath.
Yeah. Vancouver.
Investigating the past massacre, the brothers discover most of the men of letters were killed and buried under aliases marked with the Aquarian star. One member, Larry Gannam, survived by faking his death. They track him to Kansas, where he reveals that Abaddon is a knight of hell, one of the earliest and most powerful demons believed to have been wiped out by the archangels, making her possibly the last of her kind. Larry also reveals the truth about the box. It is the key to the Men of Letters' hidden bunker, a repository containing all their accumulated knowledge. Wonder if we'll ever go there and stay there for about 5 seasons.
No, buddy, we won't, so don't be dumb.
All right. The bunker is heavily warded and completely inaccessible without the key. Before Larry can help further, Abaddon, possessing his wife, kills him and escapes. Okay.
Yeah, so couple things.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Rob.
Well, when they did the research, Dean's like, he's alive and he's 124. Is that guy supposed to be 124? Did you hear that?
Yeah, I did. And I actually thought that meant...
Was that a joke?
I thought it was a joke, meaning like they have the records wrong or something. But yeah, I think the dude was supposed to be 121 or whatever. And I don't know. That threw me off. Because later when they go, I'll go to Larry's. I'm like, who the hell's Larry?
Yeah.
And then they showed up and like, oh, the guy who's 120 something?
Yeah.
And by the way, his wife's 120, like just a couple of 120-year-olds hanging out?
No, he married a young hottie when he was, 50. He married
Wouldn't that be weird? Like if you're 100 and you marry a 70-year-old, you're like, you're a pig.
Yeah, exactly. So tell me, you have a question.
I do, Rob.
Yeah.
Why was the suggestion by Larry to take the box and throw it in some random hole?
I think I missed that part because I was caught with, is this guy 124?
There, he says, you take the key, you throw it into this here are the coordinates. Go to this place and throw the box in this hole.
Okay, right.
Ne'er to be seen again.
Okay.
And he was like, it will only accept this key.
Right.
Nothing else can go in this hole but this key. And I'm like, okay. Then I thought Larry was in cahoots with Abaddon. I'm like, you just want them to throw it in there so that Abaddon can go swoop in and pick it up. That doesn't make any sense.
I think what it meant, what I interpreted it was like there's a specific spot where you can get rid of this thing safely.
Right, but why wouldn't he want to turn them into, why would he not want them to find the Men of Letters bunker?
I don't know.
Or did he not want Abaddon to find out all the secrets they knew or something like that? Maybe that was it.
Yeah, it could be that. It's probably that, just to protect the secrets. Well, as tensions rise, Henry reflects on how John must have believed he was abandoned. Dean, angry and hurt on his father's behalf, storms off. That night, Henry sneaks away to complete a spell that will open the bunker, believing it must be protected at all costs.
Didn't you think that they were a little mad at Henry for no reason? Kinda. Like, it wasn't like their dad was a saint of a father.
Oh, you mean mad at Henry?
Yeah.
Dean's anger seemed really intense. Yeah, it's their grandfather.
I'll tell you one thing, and I'll tell you right now.
Yeah.
You let him down.
Oh, I feel like he was really defending his father, and he really felt like this guy, and I think it maybe didn't dawn on him until the end that, like, he really didn't know. He didn't abandon him. That was sad, John lived his whole life thinking his dad abandoned them, and he wasn't.
Yeah, I thought he went out for cigarettes and never came back.
Yeah, he went out to the future to try to save everybody.
Yeah.
Abaddon contacts Dean and proposes a trade, Henry and the key in exchange for Sam's life. And now Abaddon's dressed as the woman who worked at the comic book store, and that's a classic outfit.
Yeah, which I've seen 1,000 fans wear and didn't know what it was.
Yeah, same. Yeah, same. Dean finds Henry mid-spell and knocks him out to save Sam. At the exchange, Abaddon returns Sam, but refuses to let them leave, stabbing Henry. See, and that's where her demon really comes out. Like why do you have to be such a bad demon from hell?
Gosh, so sour.
Yeah.
The dress she's wearing when she kills the comic book gal.
Yeah.
That like blue dress.
Yeah.
Is that what she's wearing in the first scene? I had it in my mind she was wearing a pink dress at the beginning. Am I wrong?
I feel like it was the same color, and I don't remember it being pink or blue, but sort of a faded pink.
Okay, so she's wearing that kind of satiny,
satin
1950s dress.
Yeah, same dress
until she takes the wardrobe off the.
That's it.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. So she doesn't do the deal.
No, dude. And she, by the way, I love that they put her in the leather garb, t-shirt, but keep the 1950s hair. Like it's just awesome.
Yeah. It's great. It's great. So she stabs Henry
with her fist. She takes the old fist and the belly button trick.
Yeah.
Like you used to do at birthday parties.
Exactly. And hey, props out to Henry, who still stays alive for about 15 minutes. Yeah.
I was a little confused by that. I'm like, okay, how does that work?
No, it just got a nice little red stain. It wasn't even that much blood.
And he wasn't holding his elbow from that previous window bashing,
Exactly.
which is what I would have been doing.
Or is cutting his hand at he does that real quick cut of his own blood to make the sigil.
Winchesters cut the shit out of their hands.
I mean, that would
and
be.
their hands bleed like like a neck vein.
And it's the way it keeps opening up because it's your palm of your hand. Well, as she prepares to kill them all, Henry shoots her with a devil's trap bullet.
First time we've seen that, right?
Yeah.
No?
Yeah, because Dean was like...
No, because remember, even in the trailer, in the teaser, they show Dean firing a bullet at the yellow-eyed demon. And doesn't that have a devil's trap in it, that bullet?
Rich, that was an enchanted bullet because the Colt had a certain amount of bullets with it.
Right.
But this was he carves it into the bullet, and Dean's like, oh, carving it into the bullet.
No, I know this is TV. First of all, it's a really cool idea. Again, Adam Glass writing a really cool plot point. How long would it take to meticulously carve a perfect pentagram or whatever that in
a moving car? Well,
with no light.
With no light. After being choked out. 15, 20 minutes. So it immobilizes her, but doesn't destroy her. Mortally wounded, Henry apologizes to Sam and Dean, making peace with them and entrusts them with the key. Henry Winchester dies, and the brothers bury him alongside the fallen men of letters. Abaddon remains at large. But do we know that Abaddon remains at large?
Well, yeah, because he says, we can't kill you. We can't smoke you out, but we can bury your body in little pieces.
Right.
That doesn't mean Abaddon itself can't, go somewhere else.
Okay. Well, and we know that she does because she comes back with a sewed-on head at some point.
Right.
Spoiler alert.
Richard, here's a time travel question for you.
Okay. Yeah, I'm usually the person to come to.
You're the guy. Yeah. Well, you're the only other guy in the podcast. There's not exactly a litany of choices. So, when Henry does this, comes forward and kills Abaddon, doesn't that put this whole thing in some giant loop?
No.
I guess that only affects it if you go backwards.
Yeah. No, this is how it happened.
So he goes forward, and then that's just how it is.
They both skip to the future.
Right.
The world at large back in 1958 thinks that he skipped town and that's it.
Right.
And there was a massacre and everyone got killed and he somehow disappeared.
Okay. That's why I come to you with these questions.
Yeah.
Even without the mustache, you're a wealth of knowledge.
Yeah, even without the mustache.
You could put that in front of anything one would just
even without the mustache
say about a Benedict. Yeah. Even without the mustache, Rob went to the grocery store.
Yeah. All right, let's R it up.
That's a lot. Wait, I think that's one too many R's.
It's a lot of R's.
R. Rob and Rich ratings. Well, this is an easy one for this guy, for this participant in the podcast, for this half of the hosting duo. This is a non-brainer. This gets a big fat Stapleton. The most Stapleton-y Stapletons I can get. Even more Stapleton-y than the previous Stapleton, even though I loved the one with Felicia Day and the William Wallace. This was a little more old school Supernatural in the dark kind of way that I love.
Yeah.
And I thought it was great. And I thought Gil McKinney was phenomenal.
Yep.
And Alaina Huffman was phenomenal.
Yep.
They were great together. They were great as adversaries. They were great with the boys. And Serge directed the daylights out of this thing. The shots were on purpose. The lighting, when it was by design, and you could tell it was intricate and revealed story points when you wanted it to. Even the shot, I know Serge would have gotten this shot for another director nonetheless because he's that level of DP, but the shot of the Into the Bullet, that's not an easy shot to get where it all like lights hitting that thing right. And
Oh, yeah.
it all makes sense. It's just, and the sigil, the use of the design of the sigil was cool. It's kind of the first one of those. And I don't know, I like everything.
No, there wasn't a false moment in it. I mean, we know Gil and we know Alaina so well. You didn't feel like you're watching your friend acting.
No, and you didn't feel like you're watching people's first episode of Supernatural.
Right, yeah.
Like they felt like old hats, veterans of the universe.
Totally.
I just dug it. Gil was made for that part, and Alaina, who is the nicest person on the planet, is one scary mofo.
Yep, totally. I couldn't agree more. And I'm going to give it the full Loggins, Kenny Loggins, and I'm going to do Top Gun Loggins. That's the top of the top.
Oh, there we go. So we
Loggins.
did just now surpass last week's ratings because I gave it to Stapleton, but you gave it just a notch under.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, great. Also, I wanted to call out Adam Glass. This is a great script. This is a great story.
Yeah, it's a great script. And like you said, Serge, obviously this guy knows what he's doing. A lot of times a new director is like trying his hand at something new. This is a person who shot every episode of Supernatural.
Yeah, nothing new here. And by the way, just so people don't think that makes it easy, whatever you're doing on Supernatural every week, if it ain't directing, then this is still your first episode directing. That has a lot of components to it that being DP does not.
Yeah.
Including actor movements and actor direction, and all of which are spot on.
Yeah.
I mean, everything seems natural and organic, and it just works great. And Adam Glass is setting up just an iconic standing set for the Men of Letters concept is genius. And the HW in the book, which later on, they have their names in the tables later on.
Yeah.
Like, it's just so iconic.
Yep.
It's just Adam Glass really does great work in teeing up something that right now we don't know where it's going to take us, even though we kind of do because we're veterans of the show. But as a viewer, I'm like, my whistle would be wet by all the little tidbits he's dropping in here. This is great.
Wow. Okay.
You don't like it when I wet my whistle?
Yeah, that makes you a little nervous. I just don't know where you're going with that. It was great. And also just to do the 1958 versus 2013, like it was just great. And how lucky are we that returning to the podcast today is none other than Serge himself. Now we'll get Gil on at some point. We'll get Alaina on at some point.
Oh yeah.
But right now the man of the hour is Serge Ladouceur, who was the cinematographer for all 15 seasons of Supernatural.
That never happens. There's never one cinematographer for a show.
Nope.
There's usually rotating cinematographers, and there's not one guy who stays on for all 15 years. This guy should be in some kind of textbook. Probably is. The record books.
Hall of Fame. This is the first episode he directed. He ended up directing 3 episodes over the course of the series.
I guess I'll ask Serge, but when you see this episode, my first question is, why only 3?
Right.
Like, you would think this dude would be a solid member of the team.
And maybe the answer is, if nothing else, like it's because
it's daunting.
He's the DP for every episode, and it's a hard thing to manage because you need like we were talking with Brad last week. Everyone's got to sort of bump up, and then a slot has to be filled. But anyway, well we can ask him. So let's get into our conversation with Serge.
Hey! Bonjour, ça va?
Salut, ça va? Et toi?
Molto bene.
Bien, merci.
Serge, thank you so much for doing this, man.
Serge, it's so good to see you again and great to have you back.
Oh my gosh.
On the show. And
yeah, it's good to see you guys. I mean, it's been so long. So
I know.
And sorry, last summer, I mean, the timing wasn't perfect because of, I was going into renovations, and then there's so much to take care of at this.
Yeah.
You know what it is?
Sure, of course.
Yeah.
Well, this is like you're coming back showered with laurels and praise from us because this episode is phenomenal. your efforts here as a director are just lights out, man. So well done.
Yeah. Honestly, it's our favorite episode of the season so far, and one of the best episodes we've seen of the show. It's just solid. We were saying it. We can't believe it's just a show on the CW. It's the way you shoot it and specifically directed this episode.
It's great.
It's just really, it's beyond television. It's so cinematic.
Yeah, really great.
So well done.
Thank you so much. I had a chance to, because it's like just 13 years ago. So I had to get back into it, to refresh my my mind and everything.
Yeah.
So I found my file. This is my file from the.
Oh, wow.
Oh my gosh, that's so cool.
Yeah, I had it all planned.
Yeah.
Wow, he's got his file, his directing.
Everything there, so it was good to just get back into it and check it out.
Ahoy, Rich Spade here. Hope you're enjoying the episode, but we got to pull over for a second for some messages.
Hey, it's Richard Spate Jr. Now that the holidays are over, you might be feeling like you got a big spending hangover. The drinks, the holiday food, the gifts, it all adds up. Luckily, Mint Mobile is here to help you cut back on overspending on wireless this January. How? With 50% off unlimited premium wireless. That's right. Half off unlimited premium wireless. Mint Mobile's end of the year sale is still going on, but only until the end of the month. Cut out big wireless's bloated plans and unnecessary monthly charges with 50% off 3, 6, or 12 months of unlimited. All plans come with high-speed data, or data if you're one of those guys, and unlimited talk and text, delivered on the nation's largest 5G network. What's up, G? And you get to use your own phone with any Mint Mobile plan. You don't have to say goodbye to that old buddy. He's sticking around for 2026 if you so desire. And bring along your phone number. Why not? Let people reach you. You get to do that and bring all of your existing contacts. I tell you, it's a no-brainer. Mint Mobile is used in the Spade House. There, I said it. Why? Value. Also, why? Because it does what it's supposed to do. It's got great connections. The data is zippy. It's everything I want a phone to be, and it's not costing me an arm and a leg. I like my arms and legs attached to my body, thank you very much. So this January, quit overspending on wireless with 50% off unlimited premium wireless plans starting at just $15 a month. Where? At mintmobile.com/supernatural. That's mintmobile.com/supernatural. Limited time offer, upfront payment of $45 for 3 months, $90 for 6 months, or $180 for 12 months. Plan required. $15 a month equivalent. Taxes and fees extra. Initial plan term only. Greater than 50 gigabytes may slow when network is busy.
Capable device required. Availability, speed, and coverage varies. See mintmobile.com.
Hey guys, it's Rob. And it's a new year. You know what that means. Colder days. Unless you're in Los Angeles, it means maybe rain and some clouds and a lot of pretending like it's cold days. But either way, this is the moment your winter wardrobe really has to deliver. If you're craving a winter reset, start with pieces truly made to last season after season. Not just this season, but many seasons to come. Quince brings together premium materials, thoughtful design, and enduring quality so you stay warm, look sharp, and feel your best all season long. Quince is made from premium materials by trusted factories that meet rigorous standards for craftsmanship and ethical production. And Quince has everything you need this winter, whether you live in Los Angeles or you live in New York or somewhere in between. They got men's Mongolian cashmere sweaters, wool coats, leather and suede outerwear, because who doesn't want to look cool in the winter? And these are all items that hold up to daily wear, still look good. You see, by cutting out the middleman and traditional markups, Quince delivers the same quality as luxury brands, but at a fraction of the price. The result is classic styles you'll love that hold up year after year. I've really been enjoying these ultra stretch smart chinos. It feels like sweatpants, but it looks like really cool slacks. But they've got all sorts of things, and it's really true. The fabric is so well made. It's clothes and a company you can trust. Refresh your winter wardrobe with Quince. Go to quince.com/STN for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. Now available in Canada too. That's QUINCE.com/STN. Free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/STN.
Thanks for listening. Now, back to the episode.
Let's start at the beginning of this chapter of your run at Supernatural. How did you and directing intersect? How did this opportunity come to you?
Had you been advocating for it, or did Bob bring it up, or how did it come up to direct?
I did ask Bob at some point. It was season 7. And I was visiting LA. I had lunch with Bob, and I just asked him, said, "How about me directing one?" He said, "Okay."
Well, that sounds like a hell of a tug of war.
Yeah, that wasn't a big pitch, but he said okay.
Well, it makes total sense. I mean, you've been there on the ground with the guys from the beginning. You've seen every single story shot, worked with every single director, plus whatever you've done before Supernatural. So, you're a veteran in the space.
Yeah, at that point, I had been on the show for 8 years. So it was, you do the math. I mean, it's many episodes,
Right.
Yeah.
Now, there's still, directing is not for everybody. And sometimes they get in that chair, in that assignment, and it's not a good fit. For you, obviously, it was a great fit. But what was that experience like? Changing lanes?
Well, I realized that sitting on that chair is way different than sitting on the next one, which is a DP chair.
Right.
Because you suddenly you have the whole world on your shoulder. Not only the look and the rendering of the look, but every aspect of it, which I like. Not that it opened my eyes on directing, because I had directed before, small things, short film and commercials and stuff like that, but not to the extent, of a show like that. But the difference was, before I had the look to take care of. Now I had what the actor were going to do, and then what you've been there too. So
right. There's a lot of things to take into account. So Rob and I loved it so much. We just were talking all about it, and we have a lot of questions for you. And let's start with the teaser. Is that a set, or is that a backlot, or is that part of Vancouver downtown? The original Men of Letters door that then becomes the comic book shop, was that exterior door?
That's a location. That's an actual location in downtown Vancouver.
Huh.
It was.
There you go. It's amazing.
I can point I can almost give you the address. I think it's New Caldero or something like that.
So that's amazing, because you guys transformed it from 1958 to 2013. It had to have both looks.
Yeah.
And it was so well done that Rob and I thought it might be a soundstage, or a backlot.
Yeah.
It was super cool.
The only thing that's a set is when we go inside and then we see them coming through the door. What we see through the door, the back, when we see the alley at the back, they open the door and then we see the alley at the back. That was a set. That was on stage.
Gotcha.
But we just recreated I think it was a brick wall on the other side of the alley.
Yeah.
And so that's the only part we did on stage. But the whole thing was, all the other shots were, location.
Yeah.
Now, did you have a say in what script is assigned to you?
No.
Okay.
No, it's just, it was, I was lucky, to get into that script, but it was the luck of the draw.
Yeah,
Right.
it's a big, very lore-heavy episode.
Well, I mean, yeah, you're starting off, you're launching what becomes the standing set, or I know we don't see the set, but like that concept of Men of Letters becomes a running theme throughout the rest of the show, and you're starting it.
Exactly, it's a turning point. It's from that point on. I mean, the show shifts to another mode. I think
100%. So let's talk about like the some of the components of your episode that are critical. Are your casting of Gil McKinney and Alaina Huffman.
Alaina.
Yeah. So how involved were you in that process, and just walk us through the finding of those two?
Well, I mean, the finding out these. So I think I was presented with some casting session that were done in LA, and with suggestions from Bob and Jim, and mainly what the casting I done in Vancouver were more for the other parts. My suggestion was for let's go with Alaina, and then I agreed to Gil and the two principal. So I was not heavily involved. I was rather following advice at that point, but my implication with them was further along. Talking with them on how the character should be reacting, and then what's their background. And so I had a long conversation with Gil and with Alaina.
Oh, cool.
You did a great job. We commented
so
that it felt like they were veterans of the show. They came in and were like, snapped right in.
If I'd never seen an episode before, I would think that they're regulars on the show. I mean, they really didn't feel like guest stars, which is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So you talked about the conversation you had with them. How do you approach that? Meaning, like, Gil comes to Vancouver, you've never met him. Do you have him into the office to have a sit down? Like, how do you connect, or do you wait for the first day of shooting? How do you handle that kind of situation?
What happened is when I got the final okay on the cast, I contacted them and I said, let's get together and then let's talk about it. And so, for instance, Gil, we met downtown Vancouver in a coffee shop. So we had a good discussion. It was apart from office and stage, and I didn't want to do it on the first day of shooting.
Yeah, good.
I know a lot of directors would do it, but because it was my first directing, so I wanted to give me some time, to talk with them and then just set good basis,
Yeah.
I did the same with Alaina, and it was great. They were both, fantastic, and then they were humoring me.
Yeah.
The casting's perfect.
Yeah.
they're both fantastic.
Now, how about like visually, what did you do to make the eras look different? Because like Rich was saying, that like the alleyway, it looks so pristine. It's so 1958. You really believe that's where we are. And then you cut against the 2013 version, which is really sort of ratty and dirty and not as, what do you do visually to make the eras look different?
That would be a question for the DP also.
Yeah, right.
That's right.
But since I was in the DP on the show, so I had a very good understanding with Brad,
yeah,
who had been and then was still my camera operator at that point.
Right.
So we were very much on the same tune, on the same idea, on the same looks, because he had seen me shooting. So but I let him complete freedom.
Right. Oh, that's great.
I was struck by and commented to Rob about how complex the teaser was, how well shot, and how much story it told in such a compact amount of time. For your specific way of shooting, are you a shot list guy? Are you a storyboard guy? Do you keep notes, or you keep it in your head? How do you function?
Well, I make detailed plans, Yeah, I can show you, but it's not going to show on the audio.
You know what you can do, though, after we're done? Take a picture of it and send it to Steve. It'll be great. Like, people would love to see that kind of thing if you're cool with us sharing it on the podcast,
Oh, sure.
Great.
Yeah. I have every scene, every shot is detailed in here. So when you look at the show, you can go back in my notes and they are there. Every angle and everything. So
Kim Manners kind of did that, right? Like, he would do lens specific. I'm going to run the shot this long on this lens. Is yours detailed to that degree?
Almost, yeah.
I had a hunch you were going to say that.
I plot that on paper. It's more like a plan,
Yeah.
So I draw, or I go with the set plan, and then I do the angles.
Right.
And everything is there. So at that point, I know exactly what I'm going to do. And
right.
I didn't picture myself not doing exactly what I was doing, especially because it was my first directing on the show. I wanted to know exactly where I was going.
Sure.
That leaves the door open for improvisation. If you magic happens when you are prepared.
Right.
100%.
When you know where you're going, magic happens.
Yeah.
I'm just nerding out on this because I think it's fascinating because it's so well shot. Did you shoot like a storyboard? Meaning, if you were just going to use the shot of Alaina screaming and her holding the guy in the back, was that a shot you did and then you cut and moved on? Or would you run the scene from that angle and just have long chunks of stuff?
No, these specific shots, they were done just for that that moment. I mean, I don't remember exactly, I might have run the scene a little longer, but that particular moment when she screams,
Right.
with the push.
It's such a it's an iconic shot. You see that shot all the time. People use that in like greatest hits reels and whatever. And I thought you were going to say that because, as Rob and I discussed before you came on, there's so many shots in the teaser that's not by accident. You know what I mean? Like you just can't start winging a camera around and end up with what you ended up with.
I think I'll do this now.
Yeah.
I would show you my breakdown, and then you'll find everything is there.
Great.
Amazing.
Yeah,
That's so cool.
send that to us when you can, because we'd love to see it.
We should put it in a museum.
Yeah, it's super impressive. You were obviously involved in casting in Vancouver for some of the smaller guest stars. How did you find that process, the casting process in Vancouver?
Found it very, very cool, very involved, and very attentive to what I was saying. And the whole process was a delight.
Because they were all good too. There was not a weak link in the chain, man. Everybody was really good.
Yeah, the comic book girl and the guy at the hotel.
And the gal in the tea shop.
Yeah.
Remember who like ends up with the shotgun under the counter?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she was great.
Oh, yeah, she was great.
One actor I had a little problem with.
Rob Benedict?
On the first day, it was, the actor was played Larry Gannon.
Oh, interesting.
The older gentleman.
He has passed away in 2017, but on the day of the shooting, which was my first shooting day, what's his name? It's George. And he couldn't remember his line.
Oh.
It was so hard, for him to deliver the line. So we had to use paper and then cue cards and everything.
Oh, wow.
So it took forever to shoot with him. He was.
Oh, wow.
What do you think that was related to his age?
I don't know.
Right.
Might have been, but
you could play around it because his eyes didn't have to focus on a target.
But that was, you have so many cuts in that scene. So because we have to do a little bit and do another and then another little bit.
Well, we were none the wiser. I mean, as a viewer, it just looked like another great scene in the show. So good job.
And because he didn't have sight, his eyes.
Yeah, no, he couldn't be pictured as kind of looking to the cue card. But,
right.
But
it was a difficult, especially for me, because that was the first day of shooting.
Oh man, that's hard.
We were running late. In the morning, we had the scene at the motel when they get out of the room.
Yeah.
And then Alaina.
Yeah. Dude, I can't imagine the stress you were feeling on day one. A guy shows up and doesn't know his lines. You'd be like, oh my God, I am effed.
No, that's like I told Bob later. I mean, it was a baptism of fire.
Yeah.
Because first, I mean, all our planning went out the window because we were starting with Alaina, and then they were not getting her ready. They were not getting her ready. And then it took forever because they were doing her hair. And they did a magnificent job on her hair, but it took forever. And so we had to change the schedule to accommodate, for that.
Oh.
And that was, that's my first day of shooting.
Wow.
Dude.
That is so stressful. Well, again.
Especially as a DP, I'm trying to get going and then deliver.
Yeah.
Right.
Do you know what day of the week it was? Do you remember when you started? Like, did you start on a Monday or a Thursday? Do you recall?
I can tell you.
It's always interesting the reason why I asked Rob, I'll give the why while he's looking it up, because like if that's a Monday, then you're just looking down the gauntlet of like 4 more days of being
off.
Yeah, being off. Whereas if it's Thursday, like, okay, I can scramble Friday and then
right, because you've got a turnaround, everybody. Because you have a turn on, you have to start. You can't start for additional 12 hours after you wrap. So, if you're late on the first day, then the whole week is late.
I was here.
There it is. God, he's so organized.
The blue version. Okay, end of day 1, Tuesday, November 13th.
Tuesday. So he had the whole work. He had the whole week.
Wow.
Like you're like at that day, you're like, I gotta get through Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday.
Wow.
Yeah.
With the schedule shifting. Oof.
Serge, how did your dynamic with Jared and Jensen change with your role as a director?
I mean, because they know, at that point, we're on season 8, right?
Right.
So they know their characters so much that I didn't need to direct as emotion is concerned, because they know the emotion of the character and everything. Mm-hmm. So it was mainly a matter of direction and what we were doing,
Mm-hmm.
So, and they were very cool with me. It was great working with both of them.
Oh, that's great. It really worked too. And like Rich said, all the actors, and Jensen Jarrett included, like felt very rooted. There's some episodes, even earlier this season, where everyone's kind of finding their way a little bit. But this episode was just deeply rooted. It knew what it was. It knew where it was going. And Adam Glass wrote a great script too. It's a great script.
Yeah. No, it was great working with Adam's words. I did a few adjustments. I suggested a few things to him, and then they were great. Well, I went through Jeremy at the time, was the showrunner.
Mm-hmm.
For instance, when they get into the ceremonial room at the beginning, and then there she is, Abaddon in full swing. Then Henry goes out, and then he finds a little room where he makes his stuff to set up his traveling, his time traveling.
Right.
I found that in the script there was not enough time, between the moment she starts looking for him and then she finds him.
Right.
I suggested that we added some in the set as well. We added some time. So when she gets into the corridor, she opens a door, and then she opens another door.
Oh, going down the hall. Yeah. So she's trying to figure. That was great.
Yeah.
It's a great shot too, by the way. You have this like high angle of her going down the hall. It's so cool.
Yeah. So I thought we needed that moment of to extend the teaser.
Yeah, it also is a great tension builder because she's like menacingly going down the hall and like zap. And I love when she hits the door and the door won't open. I'm glad you brought that up. Exactly. I was going to ask, that door, which seems to really undulate with, like as she's trying to open it, was that a practical effect, like just a door that you guys like bent?
Just effects were just holding the door.
It was great. It looked really cool.
Yeah.
That was a great ad. Smart move.
Now, Jimmy Pickle edited the episode. I know you, as the DP, you got to go on to the next episode. Like, how was your involvement in the editing process? Did you do that remotely?
Well, in the editing, I went to LA for that.
You did?
I mean, he did the first, he did the first cut. And then at some point, he was ready for me to get in.
Oh, great.
So I flew to LA, and then we finished the episode together.
Oh,
so that was
great. That's so great. You could go there, be there for that.
Yeah, I was able to do that couple of times. My second episode also I did that.
Mm-hmm.
I think the third I didn't go.
Was there a moment, like you talked about the pull your hair out moment day one. What's the reverse of that? What was the scene or the moment where you shot and you thought, this is exactly how I envisioned it. I'm knocking the ball out of the park here. This is great. Like, what was your highlight moment?
Well, as soon as we hit second day of shooting, which was
he's consulting his notes
on the side of the road. The bridgeway where they get to a stop after the pretty much the following scenes when they get out of the lot where the motel is, and then they get to a stop, and then Henry gets out of the car and then he vomits.
Right. Sure, I remember that.
And at that point, I felt like everything was back on track, and then not the makeup, but the hair were okay, and then we didn't have Alaina.
Sure, yeah.
But after that, it was great.
That's great.
Did you have a favorite scene or a favorite
sequence
shot or something that stood out to you as like a highlight?
I think the scene we did at the which is the fourth act, in the warehouse.
Yeah.
When Abaddon meets Dean, and then they exchange Sam for Henry.
Yeah.
Right.
This was a great shoot. So we had the nice stuff, not just Steadicam, but also the Technocrane and everything. And Rosie, who was the operator.
For those at home, that's Brian Rose, that they call Rosie, who's the B camera operator when Brad is A camera operator. But he bumped up to A camera operator, right? Because Brad was director of photography.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I had to work, very close to him. So suddenly he was my guy,
Right.
Yeah.
Brad was my DP, and he was lighting. But the person I was dealing directly with was Brian, and Brian did a great job for me on that shoot.
Yeah.
We got to have Brian on this podcast.
He's a funny dude too. Great guy.
And incredibly talented.
Yeah.
Great personality. So you talked earlier about how magic happens when you're prepared. Can you recall a bit of magic Was there a scene that you had a plan for that you adjusted and it was a gift, something that was changed and that you felt that change was an improvement?
Good question. Not after that like that. I think everything went according to plans, which was what I was hoping for.
Right.
I think I saw some magic happening, in the cemetery, the scene outside, with the boys, and then looking at the graves, and then finding the Larry Gannon, and then they found the cue to find Larry and everything. So that night was magic for me. So everything was.
Mm-hmm.
And then we were towards the end of the show. And then at that point, I was feeling more in tune with the process. And
in the zone, as it were. Yeah. Once you had a conversation with Gil and you had a conversation with Alaina, they're obviously very strong actors. You'd now had a conversation with them. They come to work having done their prep. How much direction did you feel you needed to give them scene by scene? And both are acceptable. I mean, if an actor comes in and needs direction, that's great. That's part of the job. Or if they make strong choices that you don't need to mess with, that's also great. Did you feel like there was a lot of hands-on direction from them, or once they got going, were they kind of in the pocket?
Once what was important to me is to be able to connect with them before the shoot. When we were shooting, I mean, I didn't have to remind them all the time. So here we are, and then I didn't have to give them direction because it was understood. Like for instance, Gil, I told him, Henry is like Sean Connery in Indiana Jones. It's the father.
Oh, the Indiana Jones?
He told me after that, years later, that cue was meaningful for him, that he got his vibe from what I told him.
Oh, great.
Because I wanted to give him a sense that he's been around, he's not that old, the story, but I wanted to give the impression that he was coming from a tradition, from a legacy, to camp that. I did a little bit the same with Alaina. Alaina is, the demon Abaddon. This needed to feel like she comes from an ancient power. I mean, she's been around for, millennia maybe. So she's not to freak out and to jumpy or anything. So she needs to convey that power that comes from millennia of evil.
Yeah, being undefeatable.
And I think Alaina gave that very well.
Absolutely.
I think both of them did. I mean, again, we went on and on about their performances. They were both great. And Alaina, the first time you see her, she is so demure and 1950s and
Mad Men. We use that reference. And then one scene later,
suddenly she's the demon.
Yeah. It's just scariest thing ever. It's just so well done.
And the scream, we love the scream.
Yeah, it's so well done.
That scream is probably the impression it gives for the rest of the film after that.
Yeah. Mm. And you did a great shot. And she acted the daylights out of it. The costume and the hair are in such dramatic juxtaposition to her now obvious evilness, but the shot is great. I mean, the push in on that moment and the positioning of her and the way she tosses the body, just really great. Really awesome.
Well, Serge, thank you so much for coming back and talking to us.
Yeah, dude. I mean, we could honestly keep picking your brain, but we'll just keep doing it when you direct the next episodes. If you are cool with it, I know our Patreon folks would love to see images of what you had there in your book. If you're willing to snap some photos and email them to Steve, we'll put them up on the site for the fans to see.
Oh, okay, that's good. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll do some scan of the. I'll choose a few scenes, and then you can see by yourself that the planning is what.
And if you could scan that page, that picture of Alaina that you showed us, just so they could see what we're referencing, that shot that didn't make the episode, that would be cool.
Okay, yeah, sure. Well, that's easy. Okay.
That's awesome. Thank you so much. And
thank you for directing such an iconic episode.
Well, I hope my English was not too rusty, because I've been speaking lots of French.
No, your English is great. It's way better than our French.
We'll be right back.
What if I told you that 2026 is the year you launch your business? Maybe you've got an idea you just can't shake, or that hobby that everyone in your life is telling you to sell. Taking that first step and finally taking action can feel impossible. But with Shopify, all you need to turn your dreams into your new future is at your fingertips. Make 2026 the year you transform into the entrepreneur, founder, and boss you were meant to be. And the one powerful move to make it all happen is starting your business with Shopify. Shopify gives you everything you need to sell online and in person, giving you all the tools to easily build your dream store. Choose from hundreds of beautiful templates that you can customize to match your brand. And you can set up quickly with Shopify's built-in AI tools that will help you write product descriptions and headlines, as well as edit product photos. Millions of entrepreneurs have already made this leap, from household names like Gymshark and Mattel to first-time business owners just getting started. Marketing is built in too. You can create email and social campaigns within Shopify to reach customers wherever they are. And as you grow, Shopify grows with you. The same dashboard that you start with will evolve as your business does to handle more orders and expand to new markets. In 2026, stop waiting and start selling with Shopify. Sign up for your $1 per month trial and start selling today at shopify.com/realm. Go to shopify.com/realm. That's shopify.com/realm. Hear your first this new year with Shopify by your side.
This episode is brought to you by FX's The Beauty Official Podcast. Join host Evan Ross Katz on the official podcast for FX's hottest new series, The Beauty, taking you behind the scenes with its amazing stars as they discuss the show's most jaw-dropping moments. Featuring Evan Peters, Anthony Ramos, Jeremy Pope, Ashton Kutcher, Rebecca Hall, Bella Hadid, Meghan Trainor, Isabella Rossellini, Jessica Alexander, and Ari Grainer. Search FX's The Beauty wherever you listen to podcasts.
Hey there, thanks for listening. Now, back to the episode.
First of all, I like that he's like, oh, my English is kind of rusty. I'm like, it is?
I know.
Sounds exactly like you've always sounded.
He's such a sweet man.
Man's bilingual. Fascinating story. And I tell you, I know we can all appreciate first day jitters.
Yeah.
Even if you're Serge. And that story made my heart sink.
I know.
It's so hard.
I know. But man.
Well, what a gentleman.
Yeah.
What an old school gentleman Serge is, you know?
Yeah, totally. And, you know, he's a classic and he really is. He's the look of the show. I mean, he like you said,
yeah.
no DP is a DP for every episode. It's impossible.
In fact, when I tell people that, especially for a certain generation, they're like, what?
Yeah.
Like it really never happens. It hasn't happened in years.
Yeah.
And so people are like, no, for 15 years? I'm like, 15 years, man.
Yeah.
He was the sole DP.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously Brad stepped in when needed, but it was Serge's look and it was Serge's.
Yeah. Well, usually Brad stepped in, when needed and when Serge directed.
Yeah.
So I thought it was interesting, and this is such a DP answer. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it really comes down to military, the way that a crew is run sometimes, right?
Yeah, very much
There's
so.
a lot of military
Chain of command.
And so when I said, how did you do the look of the street? He was like, well, that's a question for the DP.
Yeah.
You know, because in this episode, it wasn't him. So he's going to...
Very respectful answer, too.
Yes, very. And props out to Brad for shooting, for being the cinematographer for this episode.
Yeah, Brad had talked last episode of this podcast about how proud he was of this work, and I understand why.
Yeah,
it's a great episode.
Totally.
Had to be fun for Brad to DP 2 in a row. And
yeah, good stuff.
If and when we get Jimmy Pickle back on, and I hope we do, we should ask him what working with Serge was like.
Yeah, totally.
I'd be interested to know how that, how Serge's camera language translates into editorial language.
Yeah.
But enough of that. Let's move on to a different segment of this program that we have entitled Mythology, 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 Mythology.
Abaddon, which has to be one of the coolest names of a demon.
It is my favorite. And you know why it's one of my favorite names of anybody ever in any show?
Why?
Well, say your name.
Abaddon.
Dee.
Abaddon.
Dee.
Yeah, that's that makes.
You got to finish it.
Abaddon. Good stuff.
You know, I don't think that song was written for Sesame Street. I think it's from something else.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
But it wasn't for Abaddon. 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 Okay, Abaddon is a Hebrew word meaning place of destruction or realm of the dead.
And those are the reasons why it's not popular with baby names anymore.
Right, exactly.
The name appears in books like Job, Psalms, and Proverbs in the context of being a place. It sounds like you've seen them in
Yeah, right.
such exotic locales as Hawaii,
Right.
the Bahamas.
Or books of the Bible is really what they're talking about.
Yeah, I know.
In the New Testament, Abaddon becomes more personified. In Revelation 9:11, Abaddon is named as the angel of the abyss, ruling over the bottomless pit. In Greek, the figure is called Apollyon, meaning the destroyer. Here, Abaddon is a powerful, fearsome being who commands demonic forces released during the apocalypse.
Yeah. She's a badass.
She's a badass.
That's a long bunch of sentences to say
She's a badass.
Alaina's a badass.
Yeah.
Abaddon's a badass.
Yeah.
And now, as if that weren't fun enough, it's time for Fun Facts. Fun Facts.
The title of the episode is from the song As Time Goes By, which was sung in the 1942 film Casablanca. And the Henry says that in the episode
Yeah, he does.
from Casablanca.
Surely you fellas have seen Casablanca, and they have that blank look on their face.
Yeah, totally.
The German title is Wie die Zeit wächst, which translated means, I'm pretty sure that was spot on, by the way, and it means how the time flies.
How the time flies. I remember I told you this story before when I took Calvin into the baby Calvin when he's like 2 into the dry cleaner. And she said, English wasn't her first language. And she said, how old? And I was like, oh, he's 2 now. She's like, oh, time's so fly. I always love that. Time's so fly.
Robert, I'll let you take a stab at this one. This is the Japanese translation.
I'm no scholar.
Where's Serge when you need him? Mr.
know.
Bilingual, you know?
Yeah, and surely he speaks Japanese because he speaks French.
You know who speaks Japanese? I just found this out.
Everybody from Japan?
Almost the entire country of Japan.
Yeah.
No, James, what's his face? From The Warriors and 48 Hours and other things.
James.
He apparently was in Stranger Things, I think.
Oh.
James Remar speaks Japanese, apparently.
Interesting. Well, I don't, but loosely translated, it's the happy fun boat that kills you.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Because Gil, very much a happy, fun boat, if you will. And of course, Abaddon will kill you.
Right.
So, yeah.
Excited to hear you say this next fun fact.
Well, the Men of Letters symbol is likely inspired by the unicursal hexagram.
Oh, nice.
Thank you. So I don't know if I got it right, but there it is. A symbol from Thelema, the religion of famed occultist Aleister Crowley.
Well done. I thought you'd skip some of those names. I thought we'd give you a hard time, but no.
You know what? I'm surprised too. I got a little boost of confidence because I thought to myself, Rob doesn't believe in me.
Right.
But I need to believe in me.
Right.
Don't let Rob bring you down.
No, this is why you need to hang out with me more often because I never believe in you.
Don't let Rob turn me into an angel of the abyss, ruling over the bottomless pit. I'm not his Abaddon. D.
No, you're not.
D.
The symbol of the Men of Letters can be seen on young Mary Campbell's charm bracelet in season 4, episode 3, In the Beginning. Wow.
That's some thinking. That's some forward thinking.
Holy moly.
The Men of Letters used the alias Albert Magnus for secrecy. Albertus Magnus, a 13th century German friar, supported harmony between religion and science. I love it when they use that kind of factual detail in the episodes. Super cool.
Totally.
Adam Glass, everybody, and Jeremy Carver
Completely, yeah.
doing their due diligence.
There's a deleted scene on the season 8 DVD where Henry tells Sam he's so much like John, perhaps more than Dean.
Oh, smack.
Oh, man. I'd love to get the director's cut of this episode to see that and the
other scene.
And the Abaddon whispering into the dead person.
Little tidbit. In the Winchesters,
Yes.
Drake Rogers as John Winchester.
Yes.
There's a scene where they all have to bring something precious into this spell to make something work. I don't remember the details of it, but he goes back to his closet and gets that music box.
Oh, wow. What?
Yeah. I directed that episode.
Whoa. Did you have any idea? Oh, no, you did because you saw this.
Right. So we had added a little bit of of a closet, and it was cool. Like we had to do it really quickly because it was added in, but we put this. It's not that the music box was in the episode. We didn't add that part. That was Robbie Thompson's script, but we added him going to find it. We just built the back of a closet, and we had his like military uniform and like
cool.
It was kind of cool, like details about John that you saw in this one little shot.
Wow,
kind of
that's so amazing.
Yeah.
Gil didn't come onto that show, did he?
He certainly did. He
did
in the episode I directed.
No way, really?
Yeah, they were using all of these things to conjure Henry.
Oh,
to talk to John.
That's amazing.
It's a great scene. Gil's great. Drake's great.
I got to watch that episode.
Meg's great. It's a great scene of television when Gil appears to his son.
Awesome. Well, great podcast, great episode of television. I'm so glad I saw it. And
I feel like we're the first ones to crack the 4 John Winchester code.
Yeah.
Like we're the first people
right.
to note that there's 4 John Winchesters.
We've certainly the first ones to do that on a podcast.
Certainly.
That's called Supernatural Then and Now. That no one else has done that.
Matt Cohen, Jeffrey Dean Morgan, the kid.
Nels Gwelion.
And
Drake Roger.
The 4th John Winchester. Everybody thought he was the 3rd. He's the 4th. Sorry, Drake.
All right.
But you still got to play with the music box, Drake. You're still special to us.
Yep.
And to fans alike.
Shout out to Drake, by the way.
Yeah, Drake. Go watch anybody who's enjoying this Henry storyline. Go watch the Winchesters and see Gil McKinney and Drake Roger act head to head in a really touching father-son scene. It's really great.
I love it.
All right. Listen, season 8. We stand corrected, season 8.
Okay, season 8.
Okay, season 8. We see you. We see you. But can we keep seeing you? Let's find out.
Yeah. This episode of Supernatural features Jared Padalecki as Sam Winchester and Jensen Ackles as Dean Winchester.
Guest stars include Gil McKinney, Alaina Huffman, George Tuliators, and Katie Stewart. And Nels Gwelion, the OG, first ever John Winchester.
No, sorry. As Time Goes By was written by Adam Glass, directed by Serge Ladouceur.
Editing by James Pickle. Music by Jay Gruska.
Re-recording mixer was Todd Orr.
Executive produced by Robert Singer and Jeremy Carver.
Supernatural was created by Eric Kripke.
This episode featured the following songs. Jack Squat by nobody. There's no songs listed, so...
This episode originally aired on January 30th, 2013.
This episode of Supernatural Then and Now was hosted and executive produced by Richard Spade Jr. and Rob Benedict.
Produced by Stephen Hine, written by Stephen Hine and Haida Holscher.
And edited and associate produced by Trey Booty.
Thanks for everything you do, Trey Booty!
Music provided by Tim Wynn.
The episode was recorded with the help of Sonic Fuel Studios.
This podcast is from Story Mill Media.
Follow the podcast on Instagram and YouTube at SPN Then and Now.
Become a member of the podcast to get early access, chat rooms with other podcast fans, and video interviews at patreon.com/SPN Then and Now.
Hey, Steve's got a cat.
I just noticed the same thing. Steve moves to Montana and immediately
he's got a cat.
A magical puss.
Just like that Rich froze.
We need to address a little bit of the elephant in the room, which is at the end of our last episode, we had decided that Brad was wrong and that Alaina wasn't in this episode. I just remember Hine getting real angry.
It was Hine got real upset.
Really
like, that's next season.
Came unglued.
And then he pet his cat like an evil 007 character.
He's like, now Magical Puss and I are going to return to my Montana estate.
Nevertheless, Brad was right.
You know what he said? He goes, I'm going to now pet my magical puss, and I also have a cat.
And by the way, halfway through season 8, we just found out that Steve's voice is never on the podcast.
It's so weird because I always get excited and the fans light up.
Yeah,
they're not hearing anything. Hon, what do you think about Abaddon? Well, what does it mean?
Place of destruction? Or realm of the dead.
You call our bedroom the realm of the dead?
Story Mill Media.
Oh, please, not that music. That music gives me nightmares from my childhood.
Could we get something a little bit lighter? Some lighter music here.
Are you a fan of true crime TV shows?
And what about Unsolved Mysteries, the show that jump-started all of our love of true crime?
I'm Ellen Marsh.
And I'm Joey Taranto.
And we host I Think Not, a true crime comedy podcast covering some of the wildest stories from your favorite true crime campy TV shows all the way to unsolved mysteries.
Baby, you will laugh, you will cry, you'll think about true crime in a whole new way, and you'll also ask yourself, who gave these people mics?
New episodes of I Think Not are released every Wednesday with bonus episodes out every Thursday on Patreon.
And every Monday, you can listen to our True Crime Rundown, where we go over the top true crime headlines of the week.
So come and join us wherever you listen to your podcasts.
The war is over, and both sides lost. Kingdoms were reduced to cinders, and armies scattered like bones in the dust. Now the survivors claw to what's left of a broken world, praying the darkness chooses someone else tonight. But in the Shadow Dark, the darkness always wins. This is old school adventuring at its most cruel. Your torch ticks down in real time, and when that flame dies, something else rises to finish the job. This is a brutal rules-light nightmare with a story that emerges organically based on the decisions that the characters make. This is what it felt like to play RPGs in the 80s, and man, it is so good to be back. Join the Glass Cannon podcast as we plunge into the Shadow Dark every Thursday night at 8 p.m. Eastern on youtube.com/theglasscannon, with the podcast version dropping the next day. See what everybody's talking about and join us in the dark.